Hey everybody, Super Strider here. It's commentary time once again. I'm also back up from Ohio, and I need to upload a video ever since my last vlog. And I don't feel like working on a review. So, let's get this started. I'm going to talk about my so-called tribute video for Juwario. Let me get it started right now. Truth be told, actually, Juwario actually joined as a friend on my YouTube several months ago, or a few months ago actually. And I actually, once he did that, I wanted to do a video as a thank you. And since I actually do follow his site and watch many of his videos, which you can also find his links on the video itself.
No way.
Sorry, I have a runny nose. So if you hear me sniffle, I'm just getting over a cold or something.
He really is one of my...
Let me turn down the volume.
He's on there?
Because apparently I talk too loud. But yes.
Yes!
I actually looked through all the games that he, or watched all his videos that he did. And I found one that he hasn't reviewed yet that I actually played. I got introduced by a friend of mine at the college, at my college ground, maybe like 5 years ago. It's been a long time since I last played this, when I last had this, and I managed to get myself a copy of this game, which I mentioned it in my my vlog about Namco X Capcom.
I know what to do.
To make it a full tribute video, I had to get the Funk Fujiyama by the Kome Kome Club as my opening song, just like how Juwario does his videos. However, I'm using the original version instead of Juwario's remix for it, mainly because this is all I can find. I really need to adjust that camera. Top of my head is cut off. And I also have a habit of tilting my head to the side when I'm talking to somebody.
Since he is now one of my friends on my YouTube channel. If you don't know who Juwario is,
yes, I do have a Mario Brothers hat in the background. You can also see me wearing it in my blog about me going to Ohio. I also have a Luigi one. And I was actually thinking about wearing it for this review, but I opted not to. Just go with my standard backwards cap. Also, I tend to stumble when I'm giving lines and stuff like that. If you see many of my blooper videos, you can tell how much I tend to flub my lines, particularly in the bloopers for the Power Rangers review, as well as the one for my Silent Hill review back in October. And I accidentally pick up the case and it's upside down. That's why I had to flip it. Cut some game footage. And yes, I'm using, right now I'm actually recording from a new computer because my old laptop, this was the last review I did before my old laptop finally crapped out on me.
In the menus, use control
I'll get back to that.
move your cursor.
Several of my friends were actually asking about the controller I'm using. I bought this off of eBay. It's a PS2 controller made by Mad Cats, and it's actually modeled after the standard NES controller. And yes, the buttons do light up. It's actually kind of cool.
Pressing circle will unleash a super attack.
But getting back to my laptop,
pressing triangle.
yeah, it finally. I had this laptop replaced. And this laptop didn't even last as long as the first one I had. It only lasted like maybe about 5 months, and then it stopped turning on. So I was like, screw it. I just bit the bullet and shelled out $300 and bought a brand new one at Walmart.
You can replenish gems by...
Yeah, I'm now still adjusting to Windows 7, as well as I finally recently just got my capture cord that I showed off in that one video of while I was gone. It allows me to rip video footage. Finally got it to work on my new laptop.
Grabbing the energy icon will replenish your super gauge.
And apparently, the maker on it's not really compatible with Windows 7. They had to get a special driver specifically for that. I had to download. I was looking into that.
Take a look at some of the more advanced techniques you can utilize, starting with the super attack.
I actually go into a lot more detail on this, and several of my friends say this is my best review yet, because I actually explain a lot about the game. But I'm actually mimicking Juwario's format for this tribute video. He goes into detail about talking about how you play the game, what your buttons do, and what you can do in the game.
Now that I covered the super attack, let me discuss the counter.
But I wish I would have had better edits for the counter system too to explain it further.
He or she will automatically counterattack with a super.
But I didn't really use it that much in my actual playthroughs, so I just shot mainly the training video. And you can also see the coins.
Fire slows down. However, you need to keep an eye on the gem count.
And I wasn't kidding when I said this was a really hard game. I was playing it on easy. And yes, I did die a lot.
Defeating enemies while in counter mode.
But apparently, you're going to die a lot is a saying used by Lord Cat, the guy who's from Until We Win. And to be honest, I've never watched any of his videos prior to this, so I didn't know that was his saying until someone pointed it out on my YouTube channel. No, it's pretty awesome, however, that Juwario actually has this in his favorites if you look on his YouTube channel. Yeah, it is a pretty short game. The entire game took me about half an hour to get through. If you notice when I move around a bit when I'm sitting down, it's because I can't sit still for prolonged periods. And I stumble over my lines here.
You don't get any continues. In a range mode, you pick from
the range mode is so hard, and I don't last very long in it. So when I'm doing the wrap up right here, when I'm talking about the game, this is my how far I got in a range mode. I only got maybe about a third of the way through the first level before I got my game over. But of course, there are lots of videos, and the game actually has videos recorded of people who went through this game on the hardest difficulty level without getting touched. It is insane considering how many bullets are you, especially with the last boss, where the entire screen is covered with enemy fire, and there's only like a small spot on your character that counts as the hitbox. Only like maybe like 3 pixels wide, and he's able to dodge this whole thing, and it's all saturated with blue bullets, and he's not even using counter mode.
The menu as well as the storylines in English.
Yes. Actually, it's in English. When you clear a stage, it has a brief synopsis about this past stage, but its translation is so bad and funny. Yes, this game is expensive, and there's also a sequel for the 360. I just found out. Yeah, I didn't get too far. It is a pretty fun game. My shtick with my reviews is I actually want to cover good games and encourage other people to try them. Whether it be well-known cult classics or other more obscure stuff. I think my first 2 reviews are actually kind of obscure. Power Rangers movie was pretty obscure considering it's a Sega Genesis game. And the second one was an actual Mugen title, but yeah. Now we're running through the credits. I'm planning on incorporating that logo in the background from my later videos. As soon as my friend, who's I'm not going to say his name, but he's actually trying to make a theme song for my show. But he also works a lot, and there's a stinger at the end. Just because I got that cream doll in the mail, and I had to work it in the video somehow.
Oh crap, the camera's still on! Ah!
And then it's the second time I run into that closet. Oh, it's wrapping up, and I'm just going to continue past this point for some final thoughts. This actually took a while, or took a lot of effort in a short amount of time, considering that when I shot this, and you also can hear in the beginning of the video while I'm in front of the laptop, you can hear I just got Fallout New Vegas, and I'm listening to Radio New Vegas in the background. You can just hear the guy who talks on the radio in the background when you hear that. But the time I shot this, it was getting close near to the end of the semester, and I was starting to feel the crunch. The finals are coming up. I had projects to do. I had a presentation to make. And on top of that, I had to make this video too. And sometimes I do feel overworked, but I was actually glad with how it came out. And for a review recorded on my old laptop is actually pretty good. I didn't get a chance to record the video or record the review I planned on when I was in Ohio, mainly because I forgot to bring the game with me that I was going to cover, and I was not going to shoot in my sister's bedroom, considering the fact that all her walls are saturated with Twilight posters, and I can't stand Twilight. Besides, I'll end up looking like a fruit for doing that. Also, I was busy most of the time anyway, with visiting family, doing the mainly holiday stuff, helping around the house while my mom's at work. My sister, my other sister was actually sick, so I didn't want to be making a whole lot of noise. And so, just when I was not doing anything, I was just playing games. Well, anyway, this has gone past the end of this review, so I'm going to wrap it up here. I plan on releasing another review sometime in the future. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I actually have a few ideas of games I should cover, especially because I've actually been thinking about doing a full in-depth review of Namco X Capcom, since I finally beat it the day before I got back from Ohio. In any case, keep watching, and I hope to have some stuff in the future. This is Super Strider, signing off.